Hey, hello everyone. How's everybody doing today? Uh, I decided to change up a little bit today and go away from my pet thing for right now. Excuse me. And thought I'd talk about self-esteem a little bit today. How is everybody's self-esteem out there today? Pretty good? I hope it's pretty high. Uh, a lot of people have a pretty low self-esteem right now of themselves. And I've noticed that throughout the years that it tends to get a little bit lower. Uh, the thing is, when it comes to self-esteem has a lot to do with how your life goes. You start building self-esteem when you're young, and you continue working on it throughout your life. And there are so many things that can bring it down. Uh, even as a child, depending on how things go at home, how your parents are with you, uh, they they tend to start helping you by praising you, so that starts helping build your self-esteem. And then throughout your years, your parents, your friends, uh, neighbors, employers, all of that has an effect on your self-esteem. Although your self-esteem does have two factors, and that's internal and external. And internal is how you think about yourself and what your self-worth is. So what I'm trying to say is if you have a pretty high self-worth, uh, self-value, then your self-esteem is going to steadily grow. Okay, you can never really have too much self-esteem. And matter of fact, uh, let me read you a little something here. Okay, Maslow, his name is Abraham Maslow. In 1970, he developed what you call a heresy chart. And let me read this to you. I'll read these levels to you, and you might see where you rate on that. The first level is the basic psychological needs, and that's like uh, uh, your basic survival needs, such as food, water, sleep, and then your safety needs. Okay, those needs are uh, your physical safety and your freedom from fear. Okay, uh, predictability, things like that. And then there's the belongingness and love needs. Okay, and that is affiliation with your friends and companions, supportive family, group identification, and intimate relationships. Excuse me again. The next level up is your esteem needs, and that's the part I'm talking about right now is your esteems, and that's the attention, recognition from others, and feelings of achievement, competence, and mastery. Okay, and then the top level is your self-actuation needs, and that's the development of one's potential, the development of one's potential to the fullest extent. Now, and that was Abraham Maslow's uh, heresy needs he developed in the 1970s. Okay, the top of that pyramid, only about 1% of uh, only about 1% of the population ever reached that. Okay, uh, that's something you can strive for, but like I say, that's very hard to reach. Okay, self-esteem it goes two ways. It goes up and it goes down. Okay, you have a high self-esteem, and then it can start to reduce. Uh, as a child, you can have a high self-esteem, a high self-esteem level, say like 10, and when you hit 20, 21, 25, that self-esteem level can be down to 1 or 2. Or you can have, as a child, you can have a self-esteem level that's really low, ones, twos, fives, and by the time you hit the same age, it could be a 10 or more. Okay, so depending on if you come from an abusive family, uh, depending on how you take that, is going to decide, is going to help determine whether your self-esteem goes up or goes down. If you're a strong enough person, and in childhood, it's hard to be strong, because you're a child. But as you grow older and you hit adolescence and young adulthood, you should be able to find ways to take those negatives and turn them into positives. Okay, you need to think positive about yourself. I can do this, I can do that. Pretty much, there's nothing in this world I can't do, and that's gonna keep that self-esteem up. If you have an abusive relationship with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, if you continue down that road, your self-esteem is going to continue to drop. Okay, because that's going to affect how you feel about yourself internally. And I hear a lot of people say, I love myself, but when I watch them over time and stuff like that, you can see that they really don't love themselves because they don't like themselves. You got to like yourself before you can love yourself. That's going to project out onto other people. If you like yourself and you're to the point where you love yourself, other people are going to notice that. Okay, and that's going to be because of your body language and how you act around others. Situations like with excuse me again. Situations like with employers. Depending on the employer, if your employer gives you positive feedback, gives you critiques you in positive ways, that's going to help. That's going to help keep that self-esteem up. That's going to help build that self-esteem a little more because you're going to feel good about yourself. You're going to continue to love and love yourself. And that'll project. That'll project in the way you perform at work as well. If you have a boss that's verbally abusive to you, keeps calling you names, or tells you don't know anything, you never will know anything, or anything like that, that's going to affect how you feel about yourself. Okay, and you should look at that as a challenge and use that in a positive way to increase your self-esteem and succeed at what you're doing, and not let it bring you down. Okay, some people, I want to say, don't have the strength to be able to endure that, especially if it's a continuing type thing, if it's a constant. You're no good at this job. You're not going to succeed in this job. You're worthless to me in this job. If it's a continuous type thing, and it goes on and on and on, day after day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute, it's probably the best thing to get out of that situation, and don't consider that as a failure, because you're fighting against a continual negative and a continuous negative. And when you're fighting against a continuous negative like that, sooner or later you're going to start believing it yourself. Okay? That's why I hate to hear parents say to their child, and I've heard this a lot from a lot of parents to their children, that what are you, retarded? You're just stupid. You're never going to amount to anything. Constantly saying that to the child. Well, if you say it to a child long enough, the child's going to believe it. Okay? The child's going to start believing it and start acting as such. That's where you get a lot of children that are acting out and stuff like that. That's the same type of thing that can happen in a work situation or in a school situation. When you're continually battered like that and abused like that, then it's really going to have an effect on the way you feel about yourself, and you're not going to feel as good about yourself. If you let it continue, you're going to start looking down on yourself, and that can lead to depression and anxiety, and it'll take what you spent the first part of your life building, and it will tear it down. Okay? So in a situation where it's continuous like that, then I really don't believe you should be there. I wouldn't be there. I'm a strong person, and I usually say what I feel. A lot of times I say what I feel, no matter who it hurts, and I'm not going to take it because I think highly of myself. You know, I spent about 5 or 6 years in college in my 50s taking psychology, and that's a very hard degree to take, and I've got 2 degrees in it. So if I didn't think myself worthy, if I felt I was worthless, I've heard some bosses even say that to me. Well, you're not going to amount to anything in this job, and I'll walk away from that job. I don't want to work for somebody like that, you know. So with the degrees I've got, the psychology degrees, the animal care specialist degree, heavy equipment contracting degree, I've got several degrees, and I earned them. And I felt to myself that I could do it. I told myself I can do it. I have this view that I can do anything I want to do. All I got to do is want to do it. And I live by that model. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. It's just that plain and simple. It has nothing to do with me feeling like I can't do it or anything like that. Matter of fact, the words can't and can, unable to, those words should really not be in your vocabulary, because those words are negatives, and they're going to lead to negative results. You know, you always have to say to yourself and think to yourself, I can do this. Sure. Yeah, why not? I can do it. If you can do it, I can do it. You know, and vice versa. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay? So that's the way you need to look at life. I mean, there's going to be negatives thrown at you all the time, and you just got to take them as challenge. Excuse me again. You got to take them as challenges. You know, to challenge yourself to do better, and to show yourself, as well as everybody else, that you can do it. Okay? I'll go more into this type of thing in future videos, but I wanted to kind of touch on it right now to let you know, because I'm switching off between my videos. I'm going to do my pet videos, I'm going to do these videos, and throw in, you know, if I go on camping trips or something like that, and I'm going to throw them into videos. So you're going to see like 3 or 4 different types of videos coming from me. Hopefully all informational videos and information positive information that I can give you on how to take some things in life, how to look at some things. That's like these videos. I thought to myself, well, you can't do that. At first I thought to myself that, and I said, wait a minute, why did you say that? You can do that. And yes, some of them are not up to par right now, but they're getting better. And I'm getting better at talking to a camera. I usually do very well talking face to face with somebody in person. So talking to a camera is an experience for me, okay? And I'm working on that, and hopefully it's going to get better. So anyway, right now what I want to leave you with is I want you to start, everybody that hears this, everybody that sees this video, I want you to start thinking highly of yourself. You know, like I say, get rid of the words and unable to, I can't do that. If you don't want to do it, just say, I will not do that. You know, say I'm able to, but I just don't want to do it. Because like I say, there's nothing in the world you can't do. I mean, there's a lot of things that are improbable, but not impossible. Okay? That's another thing you need to think about. Nothing in this world is impossible. Improbable, yes. Impossible, no. Because you'd be amazed at some of the things that people can do. And so I just want you to start thinking highly of yourself. Put yourself on a pedestal. Let people know that you're good people, that you know what you want, and you can go get what you want. And being in an abusive relationship, 9 chances out of 10, you probably need to get out of that relationship. I'm not gonna sit here and give you advice on how to do things, because I would recommend that you see a psychologist or a psychiatrist to get the actual facts on what you should be working on to change you. Okay? And a lot of people say, well, I wanted to be with this person because I figured I could fix them. I thought I could fix them. You cannot fix anybody. The only person that can fix a person or that can change a person is the person, his or herself. Okay? You're not going to be able to change them. They're not going to be able to change you. The only one that can change you is you. The only one that can change your way of thinking is you. Okay? And that's the type of thing I want you to remember. So I'll get back into this subject a little bit later on in some other videos and stuff, and even go into some deeper stuff. But I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of some of the things I wanted to talk about. If you're in an abusive work relationship with a boss, then either that relationship has to be fixed and changed, or you need to probably get out of that particular setting and find a new setting and kind of begin again and get more on a level playing field. Okay, because you don't want to be insubordinate to your boss, but yet again you want the respect that your boss should be giving you as well. So think about those, and I'll get more into the work thing later in later videos, because that can lead to some serious consequences. So I hope you think about that. So right now I'm going to go ahead and shut this video down and tell you all I enjoy talking to you. Leave me some comments. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't, give them a thumbs down. That's okay. Okay, all I'm going to be here doing is trying to bring you some information on how to get through some situations. In the other videos on the pets, give you some information on how to take care of your pets so that your pets can take care of you. If your pets are happy, you're happy. Okay? So until next video, you guys have a great day.